afternoon. Good afternoon, fellas. Ferocious Mgtow here. And of course, I'm rolling. I am in the hills and / mountains of Virginia on my way to Tennessee to pick up a load. And that load is going to Waukegan, I believe. Yeah, Waukegan, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago. So that'll take me back into the city, take care of a couple things before I go back out. But this was a pretty successful run. And now I'm just rolling empty. So I said, let me give you guys a video. Sun is shining, it's nice. The storm has passed because it rained for like 24 hours around here. And I should have got over with that guy. I didn't see nobody getting outside of their truck there. But I said, let me turn the camera on and talk to you guys and show you a little bit of what fall in Virginia looks like. Beautiful, right? You got your greens, you got your reds, you got your, I guess, rust color. You got your greens, light greens or whatever. So it's beautiful. Beautiful. I said, let me turn on the camera and just start talking. And just some of the things I've been noticing in the news and cruising the YouTube streets. That Jenny Ma controversy is still in the news. It really upset a lot of the BWs of the world, because submission to them is a dirty word. You know what I mean? It's almost like you're cursing at them. And the reason being, the dominant society has convinced them that they should be in charge. Irregardless to what BMs are doing, even though most of us are in the middle class, most of us have no children, most of us are successful, most of us are in shape. Doesn't matter. They still feel that they should be in charge, given the fact that a lot of them are poor or struggling. They always talk about struggle love, and they the main ones struggling. Ironic. But since they've been in charge of the community, look at the condition of it. It's worse than any movie. But they don't care. As long as they can have some quasi-power or what they think is power, they don't care about other BWs or children. They can care less. Generational wealth, they can care less. Building dynasties, they can care less. Really, they can care less about the survival of the race. They don't care. As long as they get to be on top while it burns to the ground and rule over the ashes. That's what they want. But see, the thing is, they don't understand that we have SYSBM. We We have Itmores and we have Mgtow. We got the RedPill. They don't understand what this is all about. Because we can pretty much go anywhere on the planet and mate with whoever we want. And they do not like that fact. Case in point, Jenny Ma's Asian. And the fact that she openly, see, here's the thing, she openly offered up submission to a BM on national television, a national syndicated platform. That is why it's so much controversy. It'd be different if she had just wrote an article or somebody was interviewing her in a little blog somewhere and they asked her the question about submission and she said she would. That'd be different. But by the mere fact that she was on a syndicated national platform,
5 miles, keep to the left on I-81.
And she said that is why they're so upset, because it goes against the fabricated narrative that BMs are dusty and broke and uncouth. We're smelly, dirty, nasty. We harm BWs, you know? It goes against the narrative. Even though none of those women could get the likes of that type of man. None of them. Because I'm almost willing to bet that he wouldn't stand for anything less. And I don't blame him. My hat's off to him. So they can complain and moan and
in a half mile, keep to the left on I-81.
Whine and try to spin the narrative in their direction again, but it's too late. We are awake. And once you are
in 0.2 miles, keep to the left on.
Shut up. Once you are awake, there's no going back to sleep. Simple as that. Especially when you realize that you have options. You're on your purpose. You're on your grind. You're on your hustle. And that puts you in a different tax bracket, which opens up your options so you can go anywhere in the world to procreate if you so desire. So I don't think they understand what's happening. They definitely are behind the curve, if you ask me. Yeah, it's a lot. It's an army of simps, but they are the ones being taken to the cleaners now. RedPill men are not. Mgtow men are not. Lifelong bachelors are not. That's why SBM, we're not being taken to the cleaners. It's the blue pill simp manginas, white knights are being taken to the cleaners. They the ones that's being cheated on. And when they decide that they want to Google what happened to their perfect relationship, well, at least that's what they was thinking. Voila, they're gonna turn to the internet, and here we are with a freaking avalanche of content waiting for them. And they're gonna see themselves in a lot of the content that we all been cataloging. we're going to have an army of red pill men. You may ask, how long do you think this is going to take, Ferocious Mgtow? 3 to 5 years. That's my educated guess. Because more and more are waking up. And even when I talk to some of the blue pillers, they start to say things that sound like red pill that make me have hope. But they just hope that it ain't real. They hope that it's a dream or it's just a phase or something like that. They don't know that it's permanent. They don't understand that it's permanent. These women ain't finna change. We gotta burn it down and rebuild it with them not in mind, right? So they can be humbled. We gotta humble them. That's why you have to live your best life. And put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it on YouTube, Instagram. Put it out there. Let them see how badass you are. And how life has wonderful possibilities for you. Let them see it. But yeah, this controversy gonna continue. It's because the powers that be, the dominant society, have convinced these women that we, the men, owe them commitment and cooperation, right? That's what they think. And also submission. They think we owe it to them. And if you give them that, they're gonna say that's not enough. They're gonna look for something. Oh, he has hair on his pinky toe. Oh, he smells like he's been working outside. Never mind the fact that you work construction, road construction. You smell, he comes home smelling like garbage. The brother works in waste management. You know what I mean? They want you to go out and make the money, which takes time. Then when you come home, you don't spend time with her because you're tired. You can't win. Blue pill men just ain't figured it out yet. They can't win. So they're gonna get dragged through the courts. Gonna have their little hostages ripped from their arms and their care. All their assets divided up. So we're gonna have an army of red pill men. 3 to 5 years. Yep, that's my prediction. All right, switching gears. Let me see what y'all think about this. I think I'm doing the right thing, but let me just see what you all are thinking. I got in touch with my son the other day. Now, I told him before he went to the Navy that when he got back, I would have a truck for him and I'll be able to get him in at the company I'm at so he can go from 0 to over 100,000 first year, guaranteed. And I had set it up to the point where I was going to be the one to train him. So I was going to be able to download 10 years of driving into him so I can up his learning curve when he comes to this trucking game. His truck I have already almost paid for. I think I got 6 more payments. So I told him, only thing I wanted him to do was get out of his mama house, because she was primary caregiver, so you can become the man you're meant to become. Now, I've been teaching him about red pill knowledge ever since he was like 16. And he was hoping and praying that it's not like the way I was making it seem. And then a short backstory, his first girlfriend, they were both getting ready to graduate. They both seniors in high school. They went on each other's proms. And I told him, she's going to a school out of state, somewhere in Missouri, and you're going to the Navy. It's best that you break up with her after the summer, because you don't want to try to figure out what she's doing when she's away from her parents. Her parents are really strict. She was a super duper smart girl, valedictorian and all that. And I had a premonition that when she got to her school, where her mom and dad couldn't see what she was doing, that she was gonna go buck wild. So I told my son, it would be best if he break up with her after the summer, so that way she won't hurt him. He told me, Dad, I finally get a girlfriend that I like, and then you tell me to break up with her. I said, yeah, son, I'm telling you. So I gave him the choice. You can do it or not do it. Let's just see what happens. He decided not to do it because he felt that maybe praying that I was wrong. And sure enough, about a month later, so they graduated June, in the middle of July, a month before they both got ready to ship out, she called him and dumped him over the phone. So kudos to my son for having enough heart to call me and tell me what happened, because he know what I was gonna say. Did I not tell you? He was like, Dad, how did you know? I said, because that's what you should have done. That's how I knew. Her parents probably told her the same thing, but she listened to them, and you, with your dodo self, you didn't. And you are the one who got dumped. That should teach you a valuable lesson. Father knows best. So that's the little backstory. So I told him, you go into the Navy, here's your chance to sow your oats. Make sure you wear condoms, make sure you buy them, and date around. Do not get serious with one girl. Date around. You're going to be all over the world. Sample the different choices from around the world, so you can have some experiences to share with your dad when you get back. Sorry about that, guy. And he was like, all right. He said, okay. So I'm thinking he on board with that. And of course, he was kind of sheltered. I did shelter him, given the fact that we're from Chicago. And you have to shelter your sons and your daughters if you care about them, because other than that, the street will get a hold of them. And we already know where that would head, down a downward spiral. So I said, get in there, date around, don't get nobody pregnant, and don't marry nobody, and date around. That's the only 3 things I told him. You know, I didn't feel he was gonna start drinking, because me or his mother never drank. We never smoked. So I don't think he would do none of that. So that's why I only told her those 3 things. What does this idiot do? He gets in there. The first chick that gives him consistent sex, he moves in with her. And I told him, like, hey man, stay in the barracks, save your money. Because when you get out, you're gonna need it. He called me, hey dad, I want to get a car. No, don't get a car because it's gonna eat away at your money. You're gone most of the time anyway, so it's gonna be sitting somewhere. Just catch an Uber. You're in a big city. You're in San Diego. You're in a big city, so just catch the Uber where you need to go. You don't need to get no car. For what? It's gonna be a drain on your finances. But I think he went and got a car anyway, but he just didn't tell me. It's what I think. Because he said a couple things in passing that made me think that's what he did. But I'm like, okay, it's his choice ultimately because he's 25 now, so let him make these mistakes on his own. It's nothing major, okay, fine. So then, back in December, he brings the chick. Now, keep in mind, she's from Brooklyn. We're from Chicago. We don't know and don't have any idea of what the hell she was doing in Brooklyn. She could have took down a couple basketball teams and a whole football team for all we know. So he brings her here to Chicago back in December, pre-COVID. I met her and I didn't like her. But I was cordial and I was respectful to her. She couldn't tell that I didn't like her. And I never said anything to him. I just told him, what happened to you dating around? And he just looks kind of dumbfounded. So I was like, well, let me just let it go. Let him see on his own, right? Now he's talking about marrying this chick. He said it the other day. I told him, why? I thought we had an agreement. And then when I asked that question, he came back with a whole novel because we want to communicate through emails. He wrote back a whole novel talking about me and his mom and how domineering I am and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And all that deflection sounds just like a female or sounds like her and my ex-wife. So I ain't even addressed that. I just brought up the fact that we made an agreement, the 3 things that we agreed upon before you left. And I told him, well, you know what? If you insist on doing this, then I think it's best that we just go our separate ways. Because I told him, do not tell nobody how much you're going to be making when you get back in trucking. Because if you tell some woman that, she figured that's enough money for both of y'all, and now she going to want to hitch her wagon up to you and let you pull her along through life. So I told him, since you basically deviating from the original plan, it opens up the door because you reneging, it gives me the option to renege also. So I said, it's probably best that we go our separate ways. And I've decided to sell the truck to my cousin. Yep, sure did. And just leave him to his own devices. And just see what happens. the #1 pet peeve, red flag that he breaking. No military chicks. No law enforcement chicks. And she's definitely a dominant chick. Because I basically had to tell her to shut up a couple times at dinner. But I was asking him a question, and she answered. And I basically told her, I asked him. AKA means shut your damn pie hole. So I said, you on your own. You come back. I think you got 15 to 18 more months before he gets out. You just gonna have to figure it out on your own. Because there's no way I'm gonna do all that for him and get him into the $200,000 range just for some strad to turn around and be at home getting fat, eating bonbons, and spending all this doggone money. So we'll see how it works out for him. Would you let me know what you guys think? What would you all do? Because to me, tough love is the only love that you got to give to your kids, because the world don't owe them nothing. You willing to risk your future for some strag? And then I asked him, well, how many women have you bagged since you've been in the Navy? You've been there over 3 years. He tell me just 2. I said, boy, that is shameful. I told him, I know I'm over 120 women. I don't remember their names or nothing, but I know I'm over 120. And he told me 2. And I said, well, how many have you been with overall, son? He said 3. Now, when he said 3, one of them I set him up with. Some girl from his high school that he graduated with was hitting him up on Facebook, and I told him, get up with her, and I'll go get y'all a hotel room. And I did, and he smashed. So one of them, I facilitated that. Then he only hit one other chick in the Navy, and then this chick. Now he's stuck on stupid. And he had 5 years of red pill knowledge. I've been sending emails, Sandman, Donovan Sharp, the Angry Man, Minister Jap, myself, THM, Howard Dare, Hammerhand, some of everybody. I just sent this boy probably over 5,000 videos in the last 5 years. And he still think doo-doo does not stink. Well, he's gonna find out the hard way. Now maybe if he get himself together after she runs him through the ringer, he come back and humble himself, I'll put him up on game. But as of right now, he 20 going on 25, he on his own. He is on his own. So Liz, because ain't no way it's gonna work if I get him into the trucking business and he has to be out here on the road for 2 weeks at a time, and she's somewhere sitting in the house not working. She gonna run circles around his goofy self. I can't sit around and just watch it happen. No, sir. So he on his own. That way I ain't gotta see it, I ain't gotta hear it, none of that. You come to me after the fact and tell me how she burned down all your hopes and your dreams. You can tell me about it afterwards. But okay, guys, I'm gonna let you go. We are already at 30 minutes. I just wanted to share that with you all. Let me know what you think in the comments. I've already made up my mind, so just so y'all know. But let me know what y'all would do or would have done. And we'll just humor each other. But I hope everybody's being safe. Hope everyone's being good stewards of your health. And as always, I wish you guys more money, more money, more money. More money. So until next time, peace and hair grease.